There is nothing that moves me more than musical theater. There's nothing that makes me feel that way.
All of it or some of it?
Depends, but...
Because when it is really well done, it has brought you into the receptive mode at some point along the way.
Yeah, and I call myself a storyteller. I don't like the word actor that much, because I'm Greek, and the equivalent word in Greek means moral creator, ηθοποιός. So I like that more. And I would like to talk about that. What is that makes theater such a powerful experience?
We just have a little bit of time before this segment of refreshment, so we want to jump right into this with you. We want to clarify that what you're asking is, why is this theater such a good experience for the one participating? In other words, the one who is doing the presenting, yes?
Both.
Well, let's start there. Yeah. That's where we want to start.
Yeah.
The reason is because in the assuming of a new identity, you are less likely to keep your own personal beliefs that hinder from becoming activated. In other words, the new identity makes your vibration purer. There's less conflict between who you are allowing yourself to be and who you believe yourself to be, because you have assumed a new identity. That's the reason that so many people can put on a costume and have a better time at a party. Jerry and Esther met a woman years ago who was teaching language to adults, not children. And Jerry commented that when he was much younger, that he met a little boy. Jerry was a part of a circus, and this little boy went to every tent. So he was learning from the clown one language, and from the wire walker another language, and from another, and he learned 10 languages in 1 year of traveling with this circus so easily. And he was commenting to this language teacher how children seem to learn so much more easily. If we'd been part of that conversation, we would have said, because children have fewer beliefs that are in the way of their desire to communicate. But as people get older, they carry beliefs along that I can't do this, or I'm not good at it, or someone might not like what I'm doing. And so in her technique, she assigned everyone, the day they walked into the classroom, a new name, a new occupation, a new place of birth, a new age, and then they practiced for the first 2 or 3 times that they got together who they now were. In other words, they identified their new character until they were at least willing to accept that this was who was learning this new language. And her record of success with people learning these languages was so much greater than anything that she had ever experienced before, because there's something in being willing to assume a new identity that makes you less likely to present your old one. Now, we think it would be nice if all of you could just not go home. Change your identity. Don't go home. Don't go to work. Don't do any of the things where people expect you to be who you are. And when you meet someone new, it's so interesting. Tell me about yourself, you say. And we say, no, don't do it. Don't tell them about yourself. Don't tell them who you've been. Present to them who you are. Don't mess their vibration about you up with everything that you've been living before. Don't let how you used to feel about yourself keep coming forward, because you're more now, you're better now, you're fuller now, you're broader now, you're more powerful now, you see. So that's why. Long answer, but that's why.
Awesome. And one more thing. I also have this feeling of that speed that goes so fast when I sing and when I hear others sing. And I would like to talk about the power of the voice and how this instrument, the larynx, is so complex and can do so many things. And my real question underneath is, are there more things than we don't know?
Yes, so many more. There's so much potential.
Can we talk about that?
And you know some masters who have accomplished things that seem unbelievable. But in every case, if you were to know them, you would know that they found some way of getting in the receptive mode, and that's just their dominant way of being, especially when they do that. In other words, that's what Esther is meaning. When she is preparing herself for you, she takes this very seriously, in that she knows that she is the vortex, through the valve through which you are going to hear the clarity of Abraham. And she wants to make sure that she's in that clear space so that what you want can be received. And she knows that she's not always like that, but when she comes to a situation like this, she makes sure that she does her best to be right there. And so the other day she was thinking, well, I sure will do it for all of them, and I sure will do it for Abraham. And we want her to say, I sure will do that for myself. I will do that for the joy of clarity. And so this subject is all about vibration, isn't it? And is there a subject that you can feel more, the vibration, the actual vibration that is turned into a thing, than the vibration that is in music? In other words, when you are tuned in, tapped in, turned on, and you allow your evolution of your apparatus and the intuition, is there anything more delightful than to be a group of musicians who are free-flowing with one another, who are not necessarily reading a score or reading the music on a page, but are receiving the part that they will play in the greater group of others who are also tuned in? And often those people are together for a long time in those jazz groups or in those free-flowing groups, because they are allowing the broader perspective to flow through them. It's like the birds that are flying in the sky in a flock. They don't have a leader that's calling out orders and telling everybody where to get where. They are all in tune with that broader knowing, and that broader knowing is guiding the flock. And that's what is available to all of you. You have the ability to, in concert, work with all other humans on the planet. You have the ability to harmonize, just like you do in a vocal group, or just like you do with music, that your own singular voice with the music that is being played by some instrument. You all have the ability to harmonize, but you got to get into that broader perspective so that you know what the components are that you are harmonizing with. Ooh, you are so fortunate to be physical beings in this time-space reality, out here on this leading edge of all of this, getting to turn your magnificent thoughts into magnificent things and understand how it is done, so there's no mystery, there's no injustice, there's no sense of not understanding what's going on. You just get to apply and see, and apply and see, think and feel and watch the results. This is a really good time for a segment of refreshment.